So this is hi there. Well, this is Richard Wisher. I'm at the down on the Thames, and a good friend of mine has just come back from rowing and kayaking and cycling around the world. It's taken her about 3.5 years, Sarah Outen. So here she is arriving back. I can just get a picture of her. So this is where she left from about 3.5 years ago, and she's now back. And there's a lot of people out to see her. She kayaked across to France, then cycled to Japan, then kayaked across to Japan, and then rowed across the Pacific, ending up in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, and then canoed down the Aleutian Islands back to Alaska, and then cycled across the States and rowed across the Atlantic, or nearly rowed across the Atlantic, got to Falmouth, and she's come down the Thames, just arriving here today. So, circumnavigation.com if you want to look up our website. That's all right. Thanks.
You know, just happening anymore.
Here she comes. Sarah in the blue canoe there in front of me. And you can see her coming around onto the jetty. All the other canoes that have come down with her are now in the sort of inner area. So this is where Sarah set off from about 3.5 years ago. She canoed across to France, and then she cycled across Europe and Asia to Japan, and then rowed across the Pacific, and ended up in the Aleutian Islands, and then canoed down the Aleutian Islands, and then cycled across the States, and then rowed across the Atlantic. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it to the end. She had to be rescued from the there was a cyclone approaching. Here she comes. And the reason I know Sarah is that I knew her when she was about 3. She lived in the house opposite with her mum and dad. So it's been a long time. So there she is, that's Sarah Outen. 3.5 years I think it was. It's taken it to go around the planet by human power, which is amazing. Canoeing, cycling and rowing. Oh, trip at the very end after this amazing voyage. Away from the crowd for a minute. Hi, so it's Richard Wisher. I'm sorry I wasn't able to speak to you really before because I was right next to the BBC News cameras that are here as well, so I had to be a bit quiet. So here I'm at HMS President on the River Thames, and Sarah Outen, who's a good friend of myself and my wife's, she's just come back from circumnavigating the globe under human power. So she canoed from here 3.5 years ago, and then canoed to France, and then cycled to Japan, and then canoed across to Japan, rowed across the Pacific to Alaska, canoed down the Alaskan islands, and then cycled across the States, and then canoed, and then rowed across the Atlantic. And she almost made it. She was a little bit short. She was caught up by a tropical a major tropical storm, and she had to be rescued. But then she sort of got into Falmouth, and she's cycled and canoed from Falmouth, and came down the River Thames this morning. So you'll see her on the news tonight. with a whole lot of people. This is HMS President, which is down by Tower Bridge in London on the River Thames. And she came down the river with a flotilla of other canoes. So what I'll do is I'll just turn around the camera. A bit of practice with periscoping. But here we go. So that's her canoe coming up. So she had a canoe, a rowing boat, and a bike. And there was no motors involved at any stage in the circumnavigation. And you can see there's a whole press pack here at HMS President, just by Tower Bridge. You see Tower Bridge, you can see all the activity on the river. They actually stopped the boats coming down while she came underneath Tower Bridge. So, oh, there goes the champagne. I'm a little bit far away here, but I thought I'd just move away to be able to speak to you. And this, I'm going to sort of